Hi, this is Ada.
And this is Stefan.
And welcome to Living Simply in Mexico.
We're taking a vacationer's view of Puerto Vallarta because we're flying in during high season. Okay, here we are, about 5 o'clock in the morning. We got up early, made sure we got to the plane on time.
So one of the things that is just a tip, the vuelaseguro.com website, we'll make sure we put a link to that. That's a questionnaire you've got to fill out, a health questionnaire before you go into Puerto Vallarta airport and coming back when you're going out.
Yeah, and one thing to note is no one ever tells you this if you're traveling there for the first time to fill out this form until you have to do it and you're blocking at the line when you get to Puerto Vallarta. So
they've been a little lax with it
very
lately,
lax, yeah.
But who knows? So we always fill it out because it's easy, and we just do it when you're at the airport before the flight. You've got to put your arrival time for international flights on there. When we arrived, it was like, oh, we have hit high season. I was able to go into the Mexican line, and I got through in about 2 minutes, and I think it took you guys about 40 minutes.
Oh man, that was nasty.
I was standing just on the other side of immigration before customs waiting for Stefan, and met one of our subscribers, so hello, you know who you are, and had a fantastic conversation. So once again, don't feel shy if you see us, say hello.
There's a place right after you get through customs, or actually immigration and customs, that there's what they call a shark tank. We call it the gauntlet. And that's
the Margarita Gauntlet.
The Margarita Gauntlet. That's where all the timeshare people hang out and just do their thing.
I'm gonna wait for my friends, so I'm gonna hang out in the Margarita Gauntlet, which I usually zip past.
Otherwise known as the Shark Tank.
Yeah, we'll see what it's all about.
All right. Okay.
Normally we just shoot right through the Margarita Gauntlet, but I said, I'm gonna hang out. That was interesting. When you look too local, they'll still give you a margarita. So cheers, you guys. I clearly looked too local for them because nobody came up to me.
That was a bizarre, yes.
Until the very end. But
to kick you out.
To kick me out. He asked me, he's like, are you waiting for somebody? I said, yeah. And they're like, oh, you can wait in the waiting area. And I'm like, nobody offered me a margarita. I got a margarita.
Meanwhile, daughter and I, we went out and we got an Uber back as Ada was waiting for our friends to arrive. Okay, I'm here with little Ada. Ada's stuck in the Shark Tank because she's waiting for friends. But I just wanted to show you guys, when you catch an Uber here at the Puerto Vallarta airport, just wanted to give you a quick rundown of how things work. So usually at the end of the Ped Bridge, go check out our other video to get the full walking and how to get here. But when you get to the Ped Bridge, go across. I usually call Uber up here at the top. And then on the other side there, you probably can't see it, there's a little Enterprise sign heading north. You basically say, hey Uber, I'll meet you at the Enterprise sign. They'll pick you up there going opposite of downtown. They'll turn around and then take you to downtown. So that works out. We do that every time we've come to Puerto Vallarta, and it works just really, really well.
What I did do this time is I actually ended up getting a taxi because I had my other friends, and I was just like, you know what, we're gonna spend a little bit extra. All right, so here is a little tip on the taxi line. So I went ahead and prepaid for my little ticket. There's the official taxi vendors, and they're different vendors.
And that's at the airport.
That's at the airport, right? And it is more expensive. It's probably twice as much as getting an Uber. They give you, at least at the one that I went to, they were super friendly. They give you a receipt, and they give you your actual ticket. Do not lose that ticket, because guess what? I lost that ticket. Luckily, I had been talking to a really friendly lady named Rosa, who was beforehand, while I was actually practicing my Spanish, and while I was purchasing the tickets. And so I tracked down Rosa and I told her the situation, and she said, she brought me over to her supervisor, and thank you, Rosa. So we were able to get home. But just kind of an FYI, when they give you a couple pieces of paper, don't lose either one of them. We finally got to our house. We were able to, of course, settle in. Yeah. But as always, we're starving. And one of the restaurants we love to go to when we on the first night is Cuates y Cuetes, because we can stick our feet in the sand and we've got the pier right there.
It's a beautiful atmosphere.
It is. There's live music every night. Afterwards, we took our friends up just to walk around the pier. And there were these fishermen, these local fishermen, like throwing out these nets, and we're watching them. There was a blowfish, because all of a sudden you see like, oh, they caught a fish, and then it got big,
like a big old ball.
And then you see them like dumping it out, and then it's kind of bobbing around, and then you kind of see it slowly shrink. It was kind of the craziest thing.
It was crazy, and the blowfish would like spew out water, you know, up in the air. It's like as a deflating balloon. That was pretty cool.
Just looking on the Malecon, it was clear that high season had arrived.
Yes. After we left the pier, we went down where the arches are, where they have like a little amphitheater, and that was super busy. And then we went across the street to the park area, close to the church. And of course, we walked to the church as well, which is always beautiful this time of year. So hopefully, with the pandemic, endemic, whatever you want to call it, hopefully this can continue to be the case, because it was a really good a week here.
Yeah, it was nice.
So on Tuesday, after a tremendously good night's sleep, I basically took the day and was working on the house. Well, Ada took our friends out and about.
Yeah, it's kind of fun taking people to, once again, your friends to your favorite places. So one of my favorite places to eat is Saloon Superfood. Oh my gosh, you're always so well nourished there. We did that, kind of walked around the romantic zone a bit. When I brought my friend Anne, walking through the romantic zone in a tire was not what I had anticipated. We ended up, we kind of need some chocolate. Chocodiva, of course, because it starts with an X.
Chocolate God.
So anyways, I just came out of there with a box of 9 truffles that we are
excited to go
mix.
around in the
We're gonna go crazy with it, but it's kind of cool. They just expanded because it used to just be a little. You guys used to be over by Dante's.
Yeah, well, we are a little store. We have 3 stores, but we were across the street. And
Yeah.
our kitchen is still there where we make all the products. So.
Awesome! Look at that. Oh, our chocolate fix.
Oh man, you brought some back. It was absolutely
Yeah, I brought back some
wonderful.
truffles, and that was a nice little treat. We have a swim up chocolate bar brought to you by Chocodiva.
Ooh.
So now there's been some selections that have been specific, so you got to make sure you
Dark
choose what you
chocolate,
want.
peanut butter inside, salted caramel.
Yeah, those look amazing.
Yummy over.
I like the little gift boxes came in too. That was pretty hardcore.
Yeah, you can pay a little extra, and you get like a really decorative, really cool little box with it.
And as you know, we've got we call it the Vista House and the Arroyo House. The Arroyo is by the creek, and the Vista is with the view. We used those in tandem for our friends, and so we went up there, and that was a tremendous time. And then we used to go out and eat a lot at Florio's, but unfortunately had a fire, and so I think they're in Versailles now, but they're no longer in the El Centro area. And so we are looking for another place to sort of fit that mold. Obviously not a steakhouse, because there's few and far between, but we went to Gabby's, which was really cool. We just dropped right down into Gabby's.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, from our neighborhood, we know exactly which street it's on. So there's those little andadores, those little, I think that's what they're called, the little
walks.
Yeah, the little walks where it's kind of like a little park on the stairs, and so yeah, we literally walked right in, and
from up above,
from up
not
above,
through the entrance.
we made our entrance into the restaurant, and that was
yeah.
pretty cool.
We weren't a big, we didn't go to Gabby's a lot, but it's definitely growing on us the last few trips. So you may see us there.
They've got, what's cool with them, once again, because we really dig the history. They always project, I think I might have mentioned this in a prior video somewhere, but they always project like these old historical like pictures up on the building adjacent to them. So if you're able to sit down and sit next to kind of where the road is, then you can see that building, and you can kind of get a little entertainment there.
Yeah. Wednesday, I kind of chilled out. I did a little housework at home. Our friends went to the beach. They went to Fidencio's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
a place I can never pronounce.
That's a nice place because it's relatively inexpensive. It's on the beach. You sit down there in a chair, and then they also have parasails that come in. You can watch them take off and come in. So they did that during the day, and then we caught up a little bit later, and we went to La Capella, which is one of our favorite higher end places to go eat. And that never disappoints. The view is tremendous there.
It's a good place to take somebody who's never been to Puerto Vallarta, who kind of wants that quintessential Puerto Vallarta like view and kind of vibe.
The place is magic because you enter, they take you through a long hallway, go through past a fountain, and then you just have this beautiful view of Puerto Vallarta that really is second to none that I've seen so far.
Went right out to the art walk, and there was some new galleries that was really cool to see. Actually, in the Gringo Gulch neighborhood, a little higher up in the hills, so that was really cool.
Yeah. And you know what's funny is we have an art video that is such a lonely video. It's got the least views of any of them.
That's because I made it.
But art is really part of Puerto Vallarta. And so if you want to learn more about that, check out our art video. Ada and her friend and I go Marilyn go a lot deeper into that one. If you're here in high season during a Wednesday, don't miss out on the art walk, which is on Wednesday night.
On Thursday, we took Ubers down to Boca de Tomatlan to hike Los Animas
How
Beach.
much was that to the Ubers?
I don't remember.
I think it was like 300 pesos, give or take. I think one was higher and one was lower.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember. And that's the thing. I mean, the prices,
varies.
They're going to totally vary.
When you arrive at Boca de Tomatlan, then you can go hike to Los Animas. And before you leave, you should go get your arrangements on how to return, because hiking up and hiking back is a very, very, very long hike.
So actually, there were some changes when we started hiking. The bridge was washed out.
Completely gone.
So we had to go further down, and actually they had built a kind of a much more substantial suspension bridge, and it was much higher up.
I think it made it even handicap accessible.
It was handicap accessible. So
which is kind of weird on a swing bridge, but hey, it's pretty awesome.
Right, and for people that might live on the other
Yes.
side, because it's not just about the hike. And of course, when you're hiking, the first part of that hike, you feel like you might be, like, am I walking in someone's front yard? Am I walking through their patio? Because you kind of are.
The first, I would say, halfway portion of it, maybe 3/4 of the way, is pretty intense hiking. You're going up and down hills, you're doing a little rock hopping. It's not a 10 out of 10, but maybe about I'd say a 7 out of 10.
Because this is what it's all about right here. Just as a warning, Colomitas Beach
Yes.
is beautiful, and we wanted to get out of there as soon as possible.
So if you're taking a tour and they drop you off at Colomitos, it's this really small, beautiful beach.
It's beautiful.
But then they have all these boats that'll come in, it'll drop like 30, 50 people.
Like the party boat.
And you've got like 100 people on this tiny beach.
It's lost its charm.
Yeah,
So it's kind of like, know that it's there. It's like, oh, we've reached that, and then you move on.
Yeah, you move on.
There's much better things.
When you get past that first part of it, then you come to the cleanest, most beautiful water you can find that we found in the Puerto Vallarta area. There are beaches that you can basically stake out as your own and go swimming around rocks. And if you have like a swim goggles or a snorkel or something, you can go down and see some really beautiful fish. And then, of course, as you snake your way along, you can get to Las Animas, which is usually the point where you can go grab some food and listen to a norteño band with a tuba.
There were 6 of us, so I was able to kind of say, hey, can we have our own private boat to take us all the way back to Puerto Vallarta? And it was like, I think it was 2,500 pesos, which, you know what, probably could have gotten it cheaper. That was good for me.
All right, so that was Thursday with Las Animas. And, if you're an active person, that is a great hike to take if you're coming down here. So, point of note. On Friday, unfortunately, our friends had to leave, and so before we did that, we in the morning, because there wasn't enough hiking to Las Animas, we went up to the Mirador. And so if you have a very short period of time and you want to have a good hike just locally here in downtown Puerto Vallarta, going up to the Mirador is really, really awesome. And so we did that with them. Wow, motivated.
Yeah, and you get rewarded with the great views on both sides of PV, and and then we basically came down for breakfast and came back and sent them on their way on their Uber. So that was good.
So cool. So that was Monday through Friday. Saturday, we had another friend come in. But before that, though, we did a little shopping for some furniture and some baubles, I guess, as our neighbor would say. Gallerias El Triunfo.
Well, there was a lot to take in this store. Everything from, I don't know, sparkly, lots of sparkly
Pirates,
things.
to Santas, to horses, quarter horses.
Quarter horses, like literally there was a quarter of a horse. It was a glass horse. But all we ended up getting was trash cans. So yeah, that's it. And then we made a trip back to our friend at, how do you pronounce it?
Ibanava PV. I think on Facebook you can find him there.
All right, we're back again to where we began on furniture making. He doesn't want us to be shown on video. Hi. No, we're just kidding. This is where we had our Acapulco chairs made, but we're going to take a look at
Their new location, though.
It's a new location, yeah. So we're going to see what they got and what they're doing.
They do wonderful work with Puerto, with Acapulco chairs, and with steel.
Yeah, we had our other ones 3 years ago.
Yes,
Babe.
yes. And so they just started off in his house 3 years ago when we did our first furniture shop, and now he's got his own location with 8 employees and is just booming. And so it's great to see this, and hopefully we'll get some furniture here in the next few months or two that are custom made from Ibanava PV.
I have to say, just fantastic customer service.
Yeah,
and
wonderful guy. He's one of those guys you want to have succeed in his work.
Yeah.
So, Ibanava PV on Facebook, and of course, no sponsorship.
Yeah, we're
We
not getting any breaks. It'd be nice if we did, but yeah.
Cool. And then one of our other friends came in.
Our other friend, Audra. Hello. So yeah, so like the house is never empty. We always have friends. So
Absolutely.
So Audra's going to continue the stories when we're not here for just a very brief time, and she's going to keep it rolling. She's an artist and has a really great line of greeting cards called Rabbit Rabbit.
Rabbit.
And anyways, but she's going to be starting up a little YouTube channel. So
They're kind of adult only, I would say.
Yeah, they're probably not ones you're going to be sending to somebody who might be a little more conservative. Audra, what's your YouTube channel?
Naked Jaguar Tours. Well, actually, I think it's under Audra Ricketts. Audra Ricketts.
It's a work in progress.
We'll put it up. We'll link to it.
We're finding as we're here more, we're certainly just connecting much more to people that are in the community, people who come down. It's a very interconnected community. It's a very interconnected experience. There are things we're clearly doing over and over again because we really enjoy doing them. Yes, there's a lot of new things we want to go do, but at least those things that keep coming up, those are kind of the favorites. Those are the things that if you're seeing them come up over and over, you might be like, hey, that might be something to try.
Congrats, by the way, to Scott and David on the new house near the near the church. They stopped me the other day while I was getting a haircut at Eddie's hair salon. Just dropping things right and left here, they were tremendous, and they're excited to say that they watch their channel and they're getting a house and everything. So congrats, you guys. Look forward to seeing many more of you as we continue to do our channel.
All right, so you want to like and subscribe? Go ahead and do that, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, everybody. All right, back in the airport going back. Ada had to fill out an extra form because she's a Mexicana.
I did, so it's pretty easy, except for I think I'm going back to the U.S. for tourism.
Oh well, go figure.